Here we have a kit bash on the Happiness series kitchen room. Bear with me here because I have no idea what I'm doing and my recording is going slower than my pictures. Here is where I changed the walls. I didn't like the plain walls, so I substituted a floral pattern, which I liked a lot better. And the flooring, I switched out to a printout of a tile floor. And here I've changed the window layout where they have a horizontal window. I turned it into a vertical window and put a different graphic behind it and added some other trim. I put in a, excuse the background noises, I put in a windowsill. Here I decided to flip the sink. I flipped the whole unit so that the stove is going to be on the right hand side, the sink is on the left. Here I modified the sink by covering it with copper foil to make a hammered copper sink. These are the handles for the stove. I used jewelry fittings other than the paper ones. There are these little tags that hang on the end of necklaces. And here's the setup for the stove with the sink moved. I used copper wire and jewelry fittings for the faucet. And the stove was set up on the right hand side, and I'm not sure what's going on with the pictures here. I screwed up, but here's the window in place. And I made a kitchen clock with a watch, and I changed the curtains. I made a tea kettle out of a wooden bead and jewelry findings wire. Covered it with copper nail polish, nail enamel, to replace the kettle that it comes with. And here's the first setup, figuring out the spacing for the kitchen unit in the space. And I really liked it like this a lot better, but now I have the corner to fill. Here I used a different fabric for the tablecloth, and I ironed it onto aluminum foil with Mod Podge, and that makes it easier to drape. I did use the wall shelf. I eliminated the paper and put up a little piece of lace on the trim. I tried to use some of the paper. This is going too fast. I made a corner shelf to use in that open corner out of tongue depressor wooden craft sticks. And here's back to the dishes again. I tried to use a couple of the ones that came with the kit because I actually liked the pattern. Then I made other ones with the punched out paper. Here's a goldfish and a goldfish bowl. It's a small glass globe and a bead and thread to go in the bowl. I didn't like the chalkboard, so I modified that. I cut off part of it and added it as shelves to make a spice rack. I used beads and pins. Here's a mock-up of the board. Instead of the cookies, I made bread. There's the goldfish bowl, and there's the corner shelf in place, and everything set up on it. And I guess now we're basically in pictures of all the pieces put in. I made a lot of extra little pieces with beads and such. I did move the lamp a little bit and changed the shade. I made spice jars and dishes and assorted knickknacks and containers excuse me, with beads. I used a different fabric on the chair and added floral decoration, and I changed the burners a little bit with different wire. I decorated my windowsill that I created and put some dirty dishes in the sink. I really like how it came together once it got going. I made a different lamp. I used the same basic idea, but I changed some of the components. I used a brass tube, and there's everything finished and ready to get capped. And another angle, and you can ask me if there's any details you want clarified. But oh yeah, there I almost forgot, there's the tea set I changed. I used jewelry charms and painted them and varnished them with resin and clear nail polish. They're a bit out of scale. They're a little bit bigger than what comes with it, but I like looks a lot better. And I used a different lace on top of the table. And there it's all wired and ready to go. And I hope this gives you some ideas for bashing this kit or others. There's a lot of things you can switch around and change, while the general layout is a lot different. You don't really notice it unless you compare it with the original pictures, but it came out a lot better. I really like the spice rack made out of the chalkboard. That's one of my favorite parts, and the different layout of the window made a huge difference for me. I like that a lot better because I like the windowsill with the plants on it and bric-a-brac, and I like the bread. Okay, there's a picture of the original, how it is with the kit. And I hope you enjoyed this and got some ideas from it, and I'm sorry for the crappy recording. And I don't know what I'm doing. I got software here I've never used before, but enjoy.